Hello everyone, I'm Renowned Zero, back in the year of 2023, our Lord and Savior of 2023, where we are still sitting here complaining about Muthridi assets from a book from 2 years ago. We still have individuals still going around crying about Muthridi assets, as if anybody should really give a crap, and honestly, I still have yet to be given a reason why I should honestly give a crap. So, the Horseman has now been fulfilled, now being fulfilled. The campaign has been closed, and it's obviously a huge success for the Rippaverse yet again. Over $812,000 in sales and over 14,000 books sold. But apparently, other individuals who hang around with other dumb individuals want to sit here and say, apparently the word success has a broad definition. Also, where's his horse? Now, the Wheelers, I'm cool with this man's wife. We've talked before, plenty of times. I've promoted her books, of course. But I don't understand this weird concept where this just came out of nowhere with them. With apparently Eric not liking Tim Lim, which I know I did a video on before. Maybe I haven't. I probably did. But apparently having 800K in sales, and 812K in sales, and 14K books sold is somehow not a success. Like, what are we talking about when it comes to broad definition of success? When you've admitted that your books have only made a little bit over 150 grand, meanwhile, you couldn't even outsell a magazine called Ripazine number 2. You couldn't even make more sales with all your books being outdone by yet a magazine. Similar to an EVS. Don't know why you're doing this nonsense. It's honestly not healthy for you. Especially considering when your tweet, nobody cares. This tweet has been up for a full 24 hours. A little bit over 24 hours, actually. You've had absolutely no interaction whatsoever, no likes, no reposts, no comments. Nobody seems to care about what you actually have to say. So it's interesting to me why you'd even put the comment out in the first place. But, you say you only made 150K. So now, you say you're surprised he isn't telling people telling you not to put out books with AI and clip art. Well, maybe he is and you're just not listening, right? So again, we're going back to this whole idea of 3D assets and AI, now apparently clip art. Even though 3D Assets is outselling the entire comic industry with a Demon Slayer book. But I digress. It says the fact that anyone is still on this fake outrage over 3D Assets is hilarious at this point and should be laughed out of the room. Considering quote-unquote clip art is what destroys the entire Western comic industry in sales. People using references for their artwork isn't clip art. I would think of clip art as, that trash program where you use actual clip art, not just random nonsense you think up in your brain when you hang around individuals who are for my docs. But that's beside the point. You got Master Hope will say, well, there goes another creator lost their mind due to Rippaverse's success. I said, I'm not upset with Mike. I just find it weird people are still on it about 2 years removed from ISO number 1. Give it up, bros. Pack it up, DC and Marvel. I don't understand why this is even a thing. It says references are one thing, flat out using the asset exactly is quite the other, which is something that you can obviously tell wasn't done. I understand that people like Eric Weathers were removed, I guess. I don't know. He's no longer the letterer at the Rippaverse. I don't really know the whole story. I really don't know any story about that. But I say the fact that Cliff Richards doesn't use the asset directly is the part folks have missed. Do you have a video showing Cliff Richards' creative process? I've asked this plenty of times. No one can seem to give me an answer or show me any proof of what his actual creative process is outside of crying and whining about 3D assets. Or are you going to tell me some breaking news from the side of the internet, continuing to make stuff up? Just as a reminder, who cares? If people enjoy the artwork, then who cares? Like I said already, go after manga then. They are the biggest users of 3D assets, and yet Demon Slayer outsells the entire Western world of comics. You can objectively say, again, you bring up the two images side by side, you can clearly see that more detail was put into the actual drawing that was referenced than just tracing, because you claim it's tracing, but yet tracing requires that everything is exactly the same. I guess, again, words have definitions. Dude, I don't need a video. I also don't need to grab a bull by the genitalia to tell if it's a bull or not. I mean, irrelevant. It's a moot point. It's drivel. When you can get into PS and line this crap up exactly, you know what it is. To pretend isn't ironic, you might as well stick his genitalia and cup the genitalia, because of course they always come up with these weirdo homoerotic individual fantasies of people, because apparently that's the only thing they could come up with is having dick and balls in their mind all the time for some weird reason. But somehow these guys are straight. Looks pretty different to me. Clearly not traced, all things considered. Tracing will require the truck is the same position and it looks exactly the same, which it clearly doesn't. No one needs to pretend. It's just interesting that people think I am. The interesting thing is how mad you get and once again talk about homoerotic things that I have no interest in, but also still crying about the same things from 2 years ago that clearly improved. My favorite indie book isn't ISOM. Shocking, I know. Alpha Core is actually my favorite Rippaverse book so far, pending the Horseman, obviously. I enjoyed different types of artwork from different artists, Alex Ross and Todd McFarlane being some of them, as well as Joe Ball and John Dillard, and it's interesting that people don't think I know anything about Alex Ross and Todd McFarlane's drawings and stuff like that, even though I own Spawn 301 signed by both of them, but okay. Matt Barr has some very good stuff as well. Even your wife, Mindy, that's her name, makes pretty great stuff. Again, this is all over comic books and people's enjoyment of them. You don't have to like them. You just have to accept that other people do. Which is the thing I've always said about literally everything. It's like, I can understand if you don't like something and you want to say something about it. It's like, and it's another thing if you try to destroy the enjoyment of somebody else just simply because you have an opinion. Like, nobody cares. Honestly, no one cares. Are you retarded? Do you think in the 3D asset program the truck doesn't move? I honestly don't care. You doing whatever you think you're gonna do with a 3D asset program that you claim is being used, which you have no real proof of, isn't gonna change my mind on ISOM number 1's art. I personally don't care. Like I say here, I personally don't care. I enjoy the comics, and that's all that matters to me. Unless you're going to show me a video of Cliff Richard's creative process, I truly don't care. I enjoy comics from many different creators, and my opinion is the only one that matters. Have a nice day. Well, first you defend it, and then you don't care. So which is it, retardation or nonchalant ignorance? I'll defend it. I'll defend a person's right to like it. I'll defend a person's right to enjoy it. And honestly, I don't care whether or not 3D assets were used. The only people that seem to care are a bunch of clowns in the indie comic book industry who apparently have a problem with the way Cliff Richards does his artistic process now that he works for the Rippaverse rather than when he was working for DC and Marvel. Coping and seething over 3D assets that you can't actually prove with a video of Cliff's artistic process is so great, it's amazing watching you melt down over a book from 2 years ago. Apparently I have keyed in talking points and it seems like nobody can really give me an answer to anything. You can go ahead and prove it if you want. I'll be busy playing Call of Duty and enjoying myself, not constantly trying to just say BS for attention. If he really wants to go after someone using 3D assets, there's a country called Japan, and some of their creators use 3D assets, so he should just go wide to them first. Doing it live and giving it a like. I don't respond to idiotic memes because I put up a meme of obviously a bunch of bitter B words at the salon because that's how these guys are acting. It's interesting to me how that works, and it continues to be that way. If you want to act like a teeny bopper, then the conversation's at an end, to which I respond by saying there was never a conversation to begin with. You had an idea in your head to start crap for no real reason other than your hurt feelings. You just dropped or are about to drop a project. You stated that an 800K and 14K books sold was not a success, and yet none of your campaigns have hit anywhere near that. Your jealousy is beginning to show, and you're acting no better than EVS and UCG. How about letting people enjoy what they like and work on your own stuff? Simple as that. Now, this is a comment I made in, of course, my friend Tiamat's stream, because I don't really care. I'll just say a public comment like this. I could care less. I F pussy on a weekly basis. I don't know about you. I was responding to an individual by the name of Gay Beans because apparently the guy who is married and has a wife would rather spend his time crying about me to an individual while they're playing Diablo 4 rather than spending time with their wife, who's obviously hanging out with his the wife is obviously hanging out with their boyfriend rather than you, because so you have all the time in the world to sit there and cry and whine and cope and see them mauled all you want in someone's stream while they're gaming. And then you have, of course, the bitter bitches in the stream here. You can see Mike right down there. Projection at its finest, 7 hours and 1 like. Clearly you are irrelevant because all you do is try to attach yourself to me on a consistent basis, and you clearly are a comic book tourist. But as I say, oh, look who it is hanging out with the clown show. It's Mike Wheeler. I sure did type that out. The fact of the matter is, I don't care what randomers on the internet think of what I say. It doesn't affect my life at all. Like bitter B words at the hair salon, just like this. Just like the meme I created. And it looks like I'm going to have to take out J. Bomba-Cook, and I'm going to have to put Mike Wheeler instead, because apparently you are one of those people that want to sit there and be a clown in a stream with a bunch of weirdos who sit there and do nothing but complain about everybody else, rather than then giving some real value to the world and, actually doing something other than crying about everything. This is a very small industry that is 3 degrees separated by anyone. No one cares. Why is it shocking to you that I would know my peers? Yes, because you are peers with an individual, a bunch of individuals actually, that are for my docs and are fine with doxing, so I guess you must associate with peers that are for that. You must be about that. Let's continue. You're sharp as a BB, aren't you? I spoke with Eric before. Is that also shocking? Nobody cares. I don't care, personally. You could talk to Eric July as much as you want. I really don't give a crap. And obviously he typed it out. Yes, I did. I don't really care that I typed it out. How else did it get here, John Madden? Try not saying the quiet part out loud. You'll sound less stupid. I said, maybe you should do your own work rather than lying about other people and being a scumbag, just like the new CG low IQ individuals you associate with. Because you're literally associating yourself with a bunch of low IQ individuals who contribute nothing to society outside of being an annoyance to people and harassing people. I also said it clearly offends weirdos who sit around and complain about material they don't care about, like women at a hair salon, feminine energy at its finest, because all you guys spew feminine energy because every single one of you are fat individuals. I can tell you that right now. Richard takes up 3/4 of the screen. We already know the moist back was 250 pounds and apparently down 30 pounds, even though he's drinking 3 monsters a day. That'll end up destroying him. But of course, hey, don't take it from me. Saying, oh, I put out more content than even your boy Eric. You clearly don't. He puts out YouTube content, live stream content, music content, and he's put out 4 books, 2 magazines, a summer collection, a signature series, an ISOM statue, and then you claim that 800K in sales and 14K books is a failure when your campaigns for parody books can't touch that. You've already admitted you only made over 150 grand with your, 9 books or whatever you claim to have put out, correct? Your 9 books and 6 issues of Comics Illustrated Winter Special, or Winter. Like, no one cares, bro. Honestly, no one cares. For you to sit there and claim you put out more content than Eric July is hilarious. The fact you even said, I'm apparently doing crack. They're doing crack! It's really you. It's your projection. It's really EVS doing that. So I don't know why you're continuing to sit here and project. And in which I say, congrats, more power to you. Work on not being homoerotic about it, because you had the need to once again say something absolutely gay while trying to make a response. It's like you guys do nothing but think about male genitalia all day. You can't think of an actual original insult other than something about male genitalia. You posted a screenshot of me on a stream commenting on you posting about your spicy life. If you don't want the attention, stop being attention whore. It's not for attention. You can simply ignore me, the gay beans loser who clearly has no life. He claims to be married, but clearly their quote-unquote life is effing their boyfriend, in order for him to spend time in a stream crying about me from his commie country in a stream about gaming. A stream about gaming. The whole reason to get on the internet is for attention. Absolutely not. You didn't want attention, you wouldn't have a YouTube show. No, I'm not looking for attention. I'm looking to give my opinions on absolute scumbags in the indie comic book industry, amongst other things like gaming news, culture war type stuff against anti-woke content, against the gaming industry journalists who sit here and think they can take over an industry and think they can get away with that. No. I said people do YouTube to put their opinions out there, to help people, inform people, make friends, etc. In no way did I make YouTube for attention. Who's smoking crack now? They're doing crack! Yeah, well, I put my opinions out there unless you wanted attention, you wanted someone to hear them. Go back on the short bus, because, of course, you really have no real insults and you have no arguments, because, as usual, you're a clown just like the rest of the people you hang around. Go back to your work. Go get back to work on your career, quote unquote. Not everyone does YouTube for attention. It's always the ones that don't do it consistently that don't understand this. There are people that do these things for a hobby. I do it as a hobby right now. I don't do this as a full-time gig. I actually already have a full-time gig. This is a part-time gig to make money on the side. And I just happen to make money on the side, making fun of clowns who think they're going to sit there and make up shit about other people just because they feel like it. I also do gaming news. I also do live streams. Monday and Wednesday. Wednesdays are usually my gaming live streams. They're both at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I also talk about like anti-woke type stuff as well. So if you're new here and you like this type of content, hit like on the video, comment on the video, subscribe for more content, and hit the bell for notifications. Set the bell to all. That way you'll get a notification anytime I post a new video or go live on this channel. Also, if you'd like to get access to emoji during live streams, it's as low as $1 a month. If you don't want to spend $1, that's okay too. I just appreciate you watching the videos and coming in and joining in on the live streams. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.